Hello, dear YouTubers. This is the second part of me answering all your questions about foreign languages. So the next question, Showbread135, when are you making the video response today? Obviously. Okay, next question, San Judas TV, my Italian friend, but he wrote the question in English. When you read Mandarin Chinese, do you think in Teochew? When you read Chinese characters, which is the first pronunciation you can think of? For example, if you read the two characters for Tokyo, do you think about Tokyo or Dongjing or the Teochew equivalent? And what about Xianggang or Kung Fu? Do you think Kung Fu and Xianggang, or do you think Kung Fu and Hong Kong? And what happens in your mind when you read Chinese phonetical translations of foreign names like uh, Alabama, 意大利? Okay, let me answer this very interesting question. When I read Chinese characters, it depends on the context. My brain, as it switch adapts to the context. When I first started to learn Japanese, I thought, oh my god, in Japanese I will mix the Chinese, the traditional Chinese pronunciation with the Japanese one. But actually, my brain does not do that. He just split it into two different languages, and he never, when I read Japanese, he never reads it in Chinese, and when I read in Chinese, my brain never reads it in Japanese, so I don't mix both. But if you ask me, it depends on the context. For example, I have this book, okay, a dictionary of basic Japanese grammar. I know this is Japanese. I'm not going to read this in Chinese. I'm going to read it like Nihongo Kihon Bunpo Jiten. But I can also read it in Chinese. 日本语基本文法词典. But this is not so correct in Chinese. It all depends on the context. So if I go to the Chinese supermarket, I will read it in Chinese. So uh, when I see Dongjing, I will read it like Dongjing. When you don't give me context, maybe it depends. If I see a simplified character, which is Chinese, I read it in Chinese. If I don't know, maybe I'll read it first in Chinese. Never in Teochew, because I don't know how to read in Teochew dialect. I just speak it. I never learned how to read the characters in Teochew. Okay, what do you think about phonetical translations of foreigners like Obama? Obama, Italy, but I think it's not beautiful. It's like very strange. Obama, it's it's like very strange for me. I don't like this. But Chinese has a very interesting feature. That Japanese don't have. Japanese just take the word from English. They just adapt the pronunciation, but in Chinese you don't have this. For example, basketball in Japanese is basketball, so it's like English, but just adapt to Japanese pronunciation. But in Chinese we say 篮球. What else? For example, I don't know. What do you have? What do you have? You have a lot of words in Japanese. They don't have their own words. They just have the English translations. But we have it in Chinese in general if we're not translating names. I don't like those translations. In my mind, I sometimes have to think about, okay, what is it in French, so I can compare it. But actually, Chinese make the translation from English actually, so it's not so convenient. Okay, let's go to the next question. Um, this is a question of on my video polyglot story. It's asked by Selma Tardinoras. Why not learn Romanian? A truly tough and daring language. Great stuff. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Romanian is very cool. It's similar to French and old Romance languages. I just don't have time, and there are not a lot of materials to learn Romanian. So definitely, if I wanted to learn Romanian right now, I could do it. It's not a very difficult language, I think, if you know other Romance languages. But I just want to try something new out of the Romance languages. I wanted to try a Slavic language or a Semitic language, so I will let Romanian for another day. Okay, next question. Vagabond Sage, asked by Vagabond Sage. ¿Piensas que los idiomas con más inflexiones son más difícil aprender? Soy americano y mi idioma natal es inglés. Pues, ¿qué aspectos de un idioma son más difíciles para ti y los más fáciles? Ok. Los idiomas con inflexiones como el polaco y el ruso son difíciles. Por ejemplo, el polaco yo no entiendo nada las inflexiones. Lo que tienes que hacer es acostumbrarte. No hay una manera para aprenderlo con gramática. No, lo que tienes que hacer es leer mucho y analizar las cosas, las palabras. Y cuando lees mucho, poco a poco vas a entender que tú no dices byłem do sklepu, pero dices byłem do sklepach en polaco, por ejemplo. Son más difíciles con inflexiones, pero todo es una cuestión de acostumbrarse. Por ejemplo, por un ruso aprender polaco no es muy difícil porque él ya sabe eso. Pero para mí es difícil porque yo no conozco otros idiomas con inflexiones. Entonces es difícil, pero solamente tienes que invertir más tiempo y después de un ratito sabes cómo utilizarlo, pero todavía es muy difícil. Pero depende para quién. Pues, ¿qué aspecto de un idioma son más difíciles para ti y los más fáciles? Los más fáciles son la pronunciación en ciertos idiomas, no es muy difícil, solamente tengo que escuchar. Las cosas difíciles, a veces la escritura, como el japonés tenía que escribir mucho, cada idioma tiene un aspecto un poco difícil. El polaco, el aspecto el más difícil es la gramática, porque hay muchas reglas. Por ejemplo, hay 17 maneras de decir dos en polaco. Entonces es muy raro para mí. Depende del caso, del género, del sexo, etcétera, etcétera. Y yo no sabía eso. Bueno, pues gramática y también en ruso y polaco la pronunciación no es muy fácil. Hay que escuchar mucho. En general, gramática es más difícil para mí. Los otros aspectos, a veces la escritura, pero ya que conozco los idiomas que no se escriben con un alfabeto, está bien. Escribir con un alfabeto no es muy difícil, solamente tienes que, ah, bueno, acostumbrarte al sistema. Okay, next question asked by the Arctic Sunshine in Deutsch. Gibt es jede Sprache, die Sie mögen, in mehr als die andere Sprache? Wenn ja, bitte teilen. In English, is there any language you like speaking in more than other languages? If so, please share. I just answered this question in Italian, but I will try to answer it right now in Deutsch. Auf Deutsch. Mein Deutsch ist nicht sehr gut, aber ich habe auf Italienisch gesagt, dass ich mag jede Sprache. Mit Deutsche oder Deutscherin spreche ich gern auf Deutsch. Mit Italiener oder andere Personen. Ja, ich mag sehr viel Italienisch sprechen, Japanisch. Ich habe nicht ein Favorite Sprache. Das ist für mich nicht möglich. Aber ich spreche nicht gern Englisch, weil das ist nicht speziell für mich. Aber andere Sprache, das ist sehr cool. Spanisch mit Südamerikanern und was können wir machen? Ja, ich habe keine favorite Sprache, aber ich spreche gern Japanisch, weil ich habe nicht viel Möglichkeiten, um Japanisch zu üben. Okay, next question. Everything Asian 17. Obviously, you know English, right? Okay, here's my question. How different is Indonesian from Tagalog in terms of pronunciation, accent, grammar, etc.? I've been wondering about this for a long time because Bahasa Indonesia is claimed to be some people by some people from the internet mostly to be closest to this language in particular. So this is a very interesting question because I also learned a little bit of Tagalog, and I just dabble in Tagalog and Bahasa Indonesia. So I have a Filipina friend, and I tried to speak in Bahasa Indonesia to her. She understood nothing. So those two languages are very different in terms of vocabulary. In terms of grammar, slightly different. Indonesian is very easy, and Tagalog have some conjugation, but not so difficult. And in Bahasa Indonesia, you don't have conjugation of verbs, so they cannot understand each other. And it's those two languages are from the same family but very different. Sometimes they have words from the same, which means the same, like lima, lima. It means five, but otherwise, all the all the words are different, and sentence structure a little bit different. Yeah, a little bit, slightly different. So those two languages are not. You cannot put an Indonesian and a Filipino together and speak their own languages. They will not understand each other. Okay, next question. Omer Ocean, ¿cuál es tu película favorita en francés? Bueno, pues mi película favorita en francés solamente hay uno porque todos los otros son una mierda. A mí no me gustan mucho las películas en francés, pero hay uno que es muy bueno que se llama Banlieue 13. Banlieue 13 es una película de acción con mucha acción y con personas que se pelean, y a mí me gusta mucho esa película. Si tienes la ocasión puedes descargar puedes bajar o no sé, alquilar el DVD y mirarlo. Banlieue 13, ¿ok? Okay, next question in Portuguese. Olá, Loki2544. Eu vou perguntar em português porque eu sei que você fala muito bem o espanhol e não vai ter problemas em responder. Aqui vai a pergunta: quais as principais dicas para quem quer aprender outras línguas? I don't know how to read in Portuguese. I just guessed how it should be. So please forgive me if my accent was a little bit off. So basically, he asked me what are the principal advices I could give to someone who wants to learn languages. So don't begin with the grammar. This is the most important part of my learning technique. Just use ASML or teach yourself and focus on dialogues. And you have to notice the grammar in the text. You don't have to study the grammar. And put everything in the target language: computer, Facebook, YouTube, cell phone, everything in the target language, because you will see it every day when you use your cell phone. You say, okay, this is llamada means call, and etc. So those two, and learn it every day. Even if it's half an hour, it's okay. It's very good. You should learn languages like every day a little bit, and not a lot in one day and do nothing during 2-3 days. Okay, those are my answers, and I will answer to the next question in the next video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.